When you go back to Matthew 12, verses 1 to 4, you will find this story. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to say it word for word. You need to read it for yourself. So Matthew 12, 1 to 4, the Lord Jesus, number one, he did three things. Number one, he allowed his disciples to pluck heads of grain and eat them on a Sabbath. And it's classified as doing work on a Sabbath. They were definitely in breach of the law. They broke Sabbath, and the Lord Jesus allowed them to do so. Who jumped at the Lord? The scribes and the Pharisees. And these religious figures, definitely a pain. So they came charging at the Lord Jesus. And they said to him, "How can your disciples break the Sabbath?" They plucked the heads of grain and ate it. How did you allow them? You call yourself the teacher and you're allowing your disciples to break the Sabbath? The Lord Jesus replied and said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry? He and those who were with him, how he entered the house of God and ate the showbread which was not lawful for him to eat, nor for those who were with him, but only for the priests. How come you don't, judge your King David? Why you're jumping at me and trying to condemn me? Well, your King David did the same thing. He broke the law. How come you don't mention anything of that? It was not lawful for him, nor for those soldiers who were with him, because that showbread was only meant to be for the priests of the temple." Why you don't say he broke the Sabbath? All this you find it in Matthew 12, 1 to 4, verses 1 to 4. And then the Lord continues in verse 8 of chapter 12, and he says to them, "For the Son of Man," meaning himself, "for the Son of Man is the Lord even of the Sabbath." So who is the Lord of the Sabbath? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Son of Man. You're coming to condemn the one who is the Lord of Saturday. He said it. It was not the Son of Man. It was not the man made for Sabbath. It was the Sabbath made to serve the man. And the Son of Man, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, all glory to his holy and mighty name, is the Lord of the Sabbath. And since I'm the Lord of the Sabbath, I have full right to do as I wish. When he said, "I am the Lord of the Sabbath," the Lord was saying, "I am the Lord of fullness. I am the Lord of rest." Because the word Sabbath in Hebrew, Aramaic, Syriac means rest. Shabbath, Shabtha, Nichutha, Shilyutha. These are all Aramaic or Syriac words meaning rest. Meaning rest. So I am the Lord of fullness. Why? Because my disciples ate on a Saturday. On a Sabbath, they ate and they got filled. So I am the Lord of the Sabbath, therefore I am the Lord of fullness. I came to fill you up. I came to enrich you. I came for you to be filled, not to be condemned. And when you are full, you are relaxed, brother. When you eat, you want to sleep. That's why when people work hard, they don't eat heavy lunch, because they can't go back to work again. They leave it to last, because the moment they eat, they all loosen up and they want to go to sleep. So he came to fill us, to give us rest. To give us rest. Now this was the first sign the Lord Jesus showed the Israelite people, the Jewish people. "I am the Lord of the Sabbath." And then the Lord left them. Same chapter, same day. He left them for a little while, and he walks into a synagogue on the same Sabbath in the same chapter. So he leaves that field of wheat and he walks into the synagogue. And we find that in Matthew 12, verses 9 to 13. This story takes place now. Verses 9 to 13, this story takes place. This is now the second sign. The Lord, when he enters the synagogue on the same Sabbath, he finds a man in the synagogue with a withered hand. dry hand, can't use it, can't move it. So now on the Sabbath, the disciples fed themselves on grains, on heads of grain. They were filled. This man in the synagogue had a withered hand, meaning he was unable to eat. His hand is dead. He can't use it to eat. The disciples ate and got filled, but the man in the synagogue is hungry, can't eat. Now what does this man do? His hand is dead, he can't use it to eat. The Lord Jesus, prior to healing him, again the Pharisees asked the Lord this, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? They asked the Lord in the synagogue, is it lawful to heal on a Sabbath? Why? Because they were trying to get him. They were trying to make him say something that is against the law, to go at him. Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? The Lord replied and said to them, you see, my beloveds, the Lord knows you more than you. Don't ever try and challenge the Lord, because he'll put us all to shame. He knows every single one of us. He knows what's inside of us. Before we even know what's inside of us, he knows what we will think next second, what we will do next second. He knows everything. Everything is as clearer than the daylight. Everything. He knows you fully before even creating you. Before even making you, he knows you. So now the Lord replied and said to them, what man is there among you who has one sheep, and if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will not lay hold of it and lift it out? Let me ask you, you're asking me, is it lawful to heal a human being on a Sabbath? Well, let me reply to you with a question. If you had a sheep, not a human, an animal, and your sheep fell into a well or a pit on a Sabbath, wouldn't you pull it out of the well on a Sabbath? And that's being classified as work. You just pulled that sheep out of the well, you've just worked, you broke the Sabbath. But how come you go and run to get the sheep out on a Sabbath and saying to yourself, I'm not in breach of the Sabbath, but here you're trying to judge me for healing not an animal, a human being who is the image and the likeness of God.